Now there is another parameter, guys, so which is basically called as a recall. So let's try to understand what is the recall again with respect to my previous example. So I'm going to talk about a recall. So let's see. So how we can try to do a calculation, how we can try to do a math for a recall. So RECALL, a recall. Now in other word, it's also called as sensitivity. Sensitivity, or it's also called as true positive rate. Now, what is this like a recall all about is? Let's try to understand. So recall is equals to true positive divided by true positive plus false negative. So this is what a formula for a recall is. So true positive, as we can see, and divided by true positive plus false negative, and it's also called as, like I said, a sensitivity. So it is going to measure that how many of the actual positive, right, how many of the actual positive was correctly identified as a positive, because some of these value it is going to identify even as a negative, right? So it was actually a positive one, but system has done a prediction as a negative one. So it's basically talk about a sensitivity towards a positive value at the end of the day, and technically it's called as a recall. So let me write down my statement over here so that you all will be able to remember for a very long time. So basically it is going to measure that how many times actual positive were correctly identified. Now, with respect to my example, so if I'm going to do a math, so my true positive value was 4, right? So 4 times my value was positive, and yes, I was able to identify as a positive, but 2 times my value was not my value was actually positive, but I was not able to recognize that as a positive as per this particular confusion matrices. So here, if I have to do a math, so I can simply write down that 4 divided by 4 plus 2 is approximately, I can say, 0.6667. So this is the percentage. So recall or sensitivity of my model is basically a 66.67%. This is what I can try to say, that 66.67% my model was actually able to identify a positive value as a positive value. So this is all about recall, guys. Hope all of us are able to understand that what is the meaning of a recall and how we can try to do a math, how we can try to do a calculation with respect to a recall.